Hey, gorgeous.
Hey everyone, this is David. Welcome back behind the velvet rope. Let's just get right into it today because we are here and she is with a different background, so she must be traveling. Miss Sarah Fraser.
Hi, David Yontif. This is the Traveling Podcast Show. I am in Maine. I'm closer to you in the Hamptons.
Oh my gosh.
There's no place better to be in the summer. I mean, truly, like the Hamptons is the best. But Maine's a good spot in the summer. It's kind of trendy. It's a little high class. Some places, I mean, where I am, it's like low class, you know? I mean, I think I'm currently looking at a couple of trailers, but we all start somewhere.
And listen, just because I enjoy the fancy back roads of the Hamptons and having the Countess down the street, it doesn't mean it's for everyone. It doesn't mean I'm better than anyone. Some people prefer, different locations.
I just want to know if you've run into Ina Garten, because I want to go to Ina Garten and Jeffrey's farm and have like a fabulous margarita with that girl. Like, have you seen her in her little Mini Cooper?
You know what? Everyone asks me about her. Out of all the people.
I know, right?
No, I haven't run into her. I ran into Daddy. Did I tell you how I ran into Daddy Cohn again and Bruce Bozzi? Did I tell you this story?
At the party, first of all, he looked great. Andy looked like he was flirting up a storm. I mean, Andy's a genius anyway, but.
I mean, listen, so Bruce Bozzi has been on this podcast. It's a great episode. Everyone should listen. Really. Bruce Bozzi is married to the head of like CAA. So like the man owns CAA. Like he's like best friends with like Madonna. So Bruce is like loaded. He's also hot, but like, he's also, I mean, his husband, his ex-wife is Carrie Fisher, like his daughter is Billie Lourd. Bruce is no joke, and he is literally the most down-to-earth human being. So I waited until I just never feel like talking to Andy Cohn when he's out and about. Isn't that awful? So I waited till Bruce Bozzi was alone, and then it just was like, hey. He's like, of course I know who you are. I'm like, you don't. He's like, how many podcasts do you think I do? But I don't feel like talking to Andy when I see him out. I don't feel like talking to a lot of Bravo people when I see them out. I'll be honest with you.
I know. Well, I can understand that. I can totally understand that.
I just don't feel like, this is where it happens. And my loyalty is towards the people of this podcast. And I don't really want to account for my words,
I get it. And, your podcast, as we've seen, comes up on Daddy Cohen's show, on Jeff Lewis's show, in the New York Post. I mean, Daddy Cohen knows who you are. And, honestly, you should speak to him because you really help him. I mean, you keep the ratings going. You keep people interested. You keep, what we do, a lot of people think, oh, what you do is trash or whatever. But I mean, people do know without all of us having conversations, without people being loyal listeners, without us. And I always find it's just mindless entertainment and it's wonderful. Without us, I mean, these shows have no buzz. Like they ought to be giving us, how YouTube gives out awards when you get a certain amount of subscribers, or the Razzie gives out like the worst actors.
Yeah.
I mean, should give out.
There are podcast awards. There are
yeah, but they're not like, I don't know. I don't think
nobody knows about them. Yeah,
no,
I know.
It's like iHeartRadio podcast awards. I mean, could you name anyone that's won? No one cares.
Nobody cares. Also, yeah, no, I mean, I don't know if Daddy Cohn sees it that way, that I'm helping him so much. So I'm going to wait until, and like Tom Felicia from Queer Eye's been on my show and he was there. I spoke to him. Tyler Whitman from $1 Million Listing was there. So I have a lot of run-ins out here. I just like to, I don't know, I turn on a blind eye when I see Daddy Cohn, but Bruce Bozzi is wonderful. But speaking of my show being mentioned, here's the thing. I feel that like maybe I'm trying to be dragged into this new feud with Kelly Dodd, who's mentioning me. I've gotten so many DMs that people are like, Kelly Dodd is trashing you on. So here's the thing. Braunwyn came on my show, Braunwyn Windham Burke, and gave an interview, a 2-part interview, just like every other housewife. We've had Tamara on, we've had Vicky on, we've had Heather Dubrow. Isn't Heather Dubrow Kelly's like arch enemy? Heather Dubrow has been on twice.
But did Heather say anything about Kelly when Heather was on? Because that's where this all gets.
Well, it's a very good question. So, I mean, mind you, Braunwyn said a lot of things. She said Bravo doesn't care about employees, you know, they don't care about our well-being. They just want ratings. I mean, she said a lot about Tamara. Like, I mean, this wasn't like a let's bash Kelly. I mean, I have like 8,000 DMs here from Kelly, which I'm not going to read, but I might have to just read them quietly to refresh my memory. But so, yeah. So look, Kelly wasn't happy with what Braunwyn, I guess, said that Kelly revealed her address on air. Now, mind you, this is at the end of like an hour and a half chat. To me, the headline is like, Bravo doesn't care about us. There was a lot of headlines, and I guess some publication picked up that Kelly Dodd reveals Braunwyn's address. I didn't even know about this. And then I get this DM from Kelly, and then she's not happy. So here's my thing. Can we just back up for a minute? This is really the dumbest question. Okay, if you're going to dox someone, why is that such a bad thing? I really don't understand. Like, if you're my enemy and we're going to sling mud, I'll reveal everything I know about you. I'll reveal text messages. I'm a lawyer. I'll get dirty. So I don't even understand like why Kelly is so mad. I also don't understand why it's a headline, but why is it so bad to dox someone? That's a stupid question, baby.
Is a huge back and forth. I mean, this always goes back to, we've said it numerous times on these podcasts that we do together. Kelly is a busy woman. She's restoring a house. She has a popular podcast. She's just newly married for the most part with Rick Leventhal. She has a daughter. Why the fuck are any of these people taking the time to listen to everything that we have to say about, you know, or even in this case, this is Braunwyn's opinion. I mean, these DMs from Kelly to you about how upset she is and how you should be defending her name. I get in trouble like this too, not to the level that you're at, but I just think like, I thought you handled it really well to her. You were like, look, we did an entire interview, you know, she never said anything. This was, and it was really over. Yes. Kelly feels like Braunwyn exposed her address. Kelly used a fake home in shooting and why was that? There was a reason they didn't show.
Well, like, and also, you know, like the Kardashians have used a fake home. Like it's a common theme. It's like, so I guess I don't even know that. I guess Kelly, like Rick had enough sense of like, because he was on Fox to say like, let's not show the outside of our house, you know. And so I guess Braunwyn did, but I still don't even understand. And then we'll get into some more things. I don't even understand like, why is it so bad if you dox someone? I mean, everyone's probably rolling their eyes and shaking right now. And let me just say another thing. Let me just say something else. Unlike when I've had a feud with Jill Zarin in the past and Teddy, that fucking melon ball, I will say I have Stockholm syndrome when it comes to Kelly. I'm not mad at Kelly. I'm not upset. Like, Kelly's in a fight with herself. I'm not in a fight with her. I love you, Kelly. Like, this isn't me being scared